Configuring simulation parameters. Simulation parameters can be adjusted to change the electrical characteristics of the device being simulated without requiring modification of the underlying simulation model. For example, the value of a resistor, capacitor, voltage source, or initial condition. We're going to start by creating a new PCB project. To do so, we want to select the menus File, New, Project, and then choose the PCB project type. The default template will do fine. The name of this project will be called Parameters. I'm going to put these on the desktop because it's a nice, easy place to find. And also make sure the Enable Project folder is enabled so that way a folder will automatically be created called Parameters. Next, we will add a blank schematic with the commands File, New, Schematic. And now we are ready to add in a symbol to our schematic. We need the Libraries panel, and to do that, we go to the Systems panel button on the bottom and then choose Libraries. From the Libraries panel, in the drop-down choice, select Miscellaneous Devices and then locate a component called Capacitor. You'll notice that there is a symbol and a footprint preview. All we need to do is to drag the component name, CAP, to the right. There we go. And now we're going to be editing the properties. We do that by double-clicking on the body of the capacitor. And you'll see here we've got properties for schematic. In the bottom right corner, you'll notice that there's a model section. So these are all the models associated with the symbol. We have a footprint, a signal integrity model, and a simulation model. The simulation model is the one that we're interested in right now. And what we want to do is to edit some of those parameters. We do that by clicking on the Edit button. The dialog will appear that has a number of different tabs: model kind, port map, and parameters. On the Parameters tab, you'll notice there's a value of 100 picofarads currently. We're going to change that to 0.02 microfarads. Now you'll see there's a secondary set of tabs below here, Netlist Preview, and if I select that, you'll notice down here in the bottom pane that the Netlist model C?1,2 and the value has now been updated to reflect the new value of 0.02 microfarads. Click OK to accept those two changes. Click again to dismiss the component properties. And now we're going to look for another component. We're going to be looking for the voltage sources next. We're going to do that by going to the Search button within the Libraries pane and replace any text that may exist there in the box currently, and type in VSRC. Click on the Search button, and we see here there are 3 components of all the libraries on this particular system that have components with the letters VSRC. What we care about is just that one here. So again, I'm going to click and drag that to my schematic sheet. We also want a second component, VPulse, which will provide the AC stimulus. So again, using the search field, we can type in VPulse. Click on Search or hit Enter. That will accomplish the same thing. And then in the component listing, you'll see there's a single component called VPulse. We'll just drag that to the schematic. We're going to edit the VSRC properties in a similar way that we modified the capacitor ones. Double-click on it to access the properties. Locate the model section. Click on the particular model. In this case, there's only one. Click the Edit button. And then we have the dialog allowing us to access that information. We're going to select the Parameters tab on the top and then change the value to 5 volts. So this is the DC value for our voltage source. We're now going to click OK to dismiss the dialog and then click OK to dismiss the properties. We're going to do the same thing for VPulse. Double click on it. Locate the model in the bottom right, click the Edit button, and now we see many more parameters available to us. If we select the Parameters tab at the very top, we'll see here values for DC magnitude, AC magnitude, AC phase, initial phase, and then some impulse type parameters that are here. For our example, all we need is to modify the DC magnitude to 5 volts. Click OK to dismiss the dialog, as well as the component properties. The final component we're going to choose is located in the miscellaneous devices library. So we're going to choose the drop-down, choose miscellaneous devices, and then locate diode in the list. Once we do that, drag it to our schematic. Once again, we will double-click on it to access the component properties, locate the model, the simulation model in particular, click on the Edit button. Now, you'll notice here that under Model Kind, there is a number of different choices of types of components. What we care about is diode, and this will basically fill in the appropriate parameters, not the values, but the presence of parameters based on the type of device it is. So if we go now to the Parameters tab, you'll see now there's only 4 fields that are relevant for a diode. Click Cancel to dismiss that property, and then click OK to dismiss the component properties. And now what we want to do is just a quick annotation. So we'll do that under Tools, Annotate Schematic Quietly. Click Yes, and you see now we have values, unique values, and those red squiggles have also disappeared since there are no longer duplicate designators. And then we'll just do a File Save All to save our work. And we're going to call the schematic sheet also Parameters.